Welcome to my allotment. It's the middle of May and there's absolutely loads going on at the moment. Everything's growing really quickly, including the weeds. So today I'm going to be showing you around my allotment. I'm also going to be planting some French beans and some cabbages. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you could please do so, because you'll see lots of helpful hints and tips from my allotment, my home garden and my home kitchen. So first of all, the rhubarb is coming on even better. As you can see, the weeds are doing really well too, so it's important that you keep ahead of the weeds and pull them up every few weeks, because they really will start growing. You want some really strong gloves on, because it is, you know, you'll get stung otherwise. As we move round, as you can see, the trees are getting fuller, more bloom on them, looking absolutely fantastic. Getting little buds and little shoots on the blackberries there. The gooseberries, as you can see, we've got tiny little gooseberries forming there already. So I will be covering those soon, because the birds do eat them if I don't. So I'm not going to cover them just yet because they're a little bit too small, but it won't be long and I will be covering them. As you can see, I've started putting in some of my brassicas. I've got my curly kale in, and I've started putting in some green and red cabbages. So the cover that's on them at the moment is just a temporary cover to stop the birds from attacking them. I will do something a bit more substantial as they get bigger. So as you can see, I've already started putting in some of my cabbages. So I'm going to just pop a couple in just to show you how I do it. So, lost some glove. So I started these cabbages off from home, but you could obviously go to a garden centre and pick some up. If I just pull the cover back. So the really important thing to do when you plant cabbages is to sink them down a little bit deeper than they are already in the pot, because it gives them a lot more support. So when you're digging your hole, dig it deeper than the pot, so it goes a little bit further up. Not further than the actual leaf that's coming out, but a bit further up, because it gives the cabbage more support and it's more likely to form a heart. So if I just dig a little bit out here, just to show you, and just drop it down. I've got a mixture of cabbages because I like to have a variety. That's one of the benefits of growing your own. You can have a mixture of things in, so you can have different dishes. We particularly like doing a cooked red cabbage dish, which I'll have to put on my YouTube channel at some point, and a really simple coleslaw. We never buy coleslaw anymore. Apart from anything else, you're using a lot of plastic, and it tastes much better when you make it yourself. Now, one of the important things in when you put it in, really firm the ground in around it. Really hard. Even maybe get your boot round it so that it stays stable. So that's that one in. I'll put that other one in later. So as we move down, we'll see how everything else is going. Now, over the other side, I've actually got my first courgette forming, and I'll show you that at the end. So that's really exciting. So as we move down, the onions are looking fantastic. So I've got red and white onions there. As you can see, the weeds are starting to come through, so I'm going to have to weed that soon. It's important to keep on top of the weeding, because it's not good for the onions at all. They don't grow very well, and it can encourage disease. Got some broad beans down here, and you might remember that mine got flattened in the snow. So what I did, very fortunately, a local garden centre was selling some plants, so I did buy some. So I've left some of my tatty ones in, because you never know, they've got bloom on them, they might produce something, because I don't like to waste anything. But I did have to purchase some. They're very reasonable price, so I didn't mind. So again, the garlic is still in the ground. I won't be digging that yet. As we move over, we've got the dahlias that we put in. The potatoes, my first earlies, have started to sprout now, so we'll be earthing those up shortly. I earth them up as they grow. So the second earlies haven't started coming through yet. Now, you might remember last time I planted some seeds. Well, the really great news is some of them have sprouted already. So the beetroot have already sprouted. You can take a look there. And also my lettuces and my radishes have sprouted already as well. So the parsnips haven't, but I wouldn't have expected them to. They do take much longer to sprout. So, and the carrots as well, they haven't sprouted, but again, they do take a little bit longer than the other seeds. That's perfectly normal. So as we move up, I've put some canes in, ready for my French beans. I haven't tied them up yet because I forgot the string, but that's fine. It's not urgent because they're only seeds. They're only the little seeds at the moment. So if you want to take a look at these. Now, what I do when I start beans off, I soak them overnight, so I immerse them in a tub like that with water. The next day I drain it off and then I cover it with wet tissue. And I keep that tissue moist, just normal kitchen roll, until they sprout like that. And the reason I do that is I get much better germination with it. It also picks out the ones that are going to rot, so I don't waste lots of soil. So I'm just going to pop these straight in with the dibber. You don't have to worry how you put these in the ground because they will find their own way. So you don't have to think, oh God, am I putting them in around the right way? Beans don't work like that. They will find their way. So literally I've got a bean there and I just drop it in the soil and then just gently cover it up with the dibber. So we've had a lot of rain today and I will put a couple in per cane because it can take that. These are a particularly nice variety of bean. They are 3 colours, so purple, green and the white ones, but they're almost like a yellowy colour in fact, but they're really, really lovely. So like I said, I put them behind the canes because if you don't put them behind the canes, it's really easy to knock them. So again, 2 little dibber holes and just drop them in the ground. Nothing too difficult about that, anyone can do it, even get the kids doing it. My son, this is a job he's often done in the past. I shall finish those later. So as we move up, still got a few spring onions left in there and a little bit of chard, which I've left because I'm not ready to plant anything there, and I actually put some in a curry the other day, so it was still really good use. So the very, very exciting thing is my first courgette. Now I've been covering it because I was a little bit worried about frost. But if you take a look, we have our first courgette. Feels like I've got my first million every year when I get my first courgette. So I really hope that's inspired everyone to get growing, and if you've got any comments, please put them in the comment section and we'll do our best to help you get growing this season.